Hello, my name is Tim Lahili, and in this video we're going to be talking about the cloning case feature in Quincy. We're going to do a brief overview and then we're going to show you how to set up default options. So let's hop straight into Quincy and do just that. Alright, when we talk about cloning case, we do it in the case section of the admin widget. And the way you clone a case is, in fact, you just right click anywhere in the grid and you select clone case. And that will bring up this clone case menu. And there are a few things worth pointing out here. So there are, well, first of all, let's talk about what we mean when we clone a case. When we clone a case, basically all we're doing is we're copying these attributes, these 5 attributes, labels, issues, bookmarks, custom columns, and coding panels from one case into another case. So if we were to clone, let's say, case demo into AA test case, then AA test case would end up with all the same labels, issues, bookmarks as the demo case. All right, so that's what we mean when we say clone case. Now let's look at the various options we have. There are 2 primary choices you make sort of when cloning a case, whether to clone into a new case or to clone into an existing case. Let's start, since it's a little bit simpler, by cloning into an existing case. I'm going to clone into the AA test 2 case. And I'm going to clone from the AA test. And before I do that, let me show you what's in each of those so you know I'm not sort of doing any funky business here. Let's open up the AA test case. And we'll see there are quite a few labels, there are quite a few tags, coding panels, there's sort of everything in this case. And you can see a couple coding panels, and look, all the columns, all the issues, all the labels, all that's good. And then let's go into bookmarks, since that's the other place we code from. And in this case you can see there's at least one actual bookmark demo. It says hello world. So now let's go into A test 2 and show you that there's basically nothing in this case. In fact, I think there is in fact absolutely nothing. Oh no, shoot, that's much more robust. Well, I'm glad we did this. That's not going to be a good case to clone into. Let's try this one. Okay, great. Well, this is a case. We're going to go into the AA test 3 case because it's got nothing in it. Sorry for that little detour. Let's double check it's got no bookmarks. Also no bookmarks. Okay, awesome. So now let's go back to our admin widget. And let's go ahead and make sure we're on that test 3 case. And we're going to go ahead and select all of these different options. And we're just going to clone the case. It warns us this can't be undone, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and select OK, and boom, it will start the cloning process. It tells you what it's doing up here, as does almost all the jobs. It is a job, so just because it says it's done, if you really want to see if it's done, you should go over the job status widget and check. That said, it works very quickly, so I'm pretty sure it's done. So let's go ahead and relog into our AA test 3 case. Let's open up our coding grid and see if anything has changed. There you go. So everything has changed. We've got all those values from the AA test case. We've got the coding panels, and let's just check our bookmark. And excellent. Now we have our demo hello world bookmark. So perfect. So the last thing I wanted to show you here was, again, I'm going to right click, open clone case, well, actually, let me show you 2 additional things. You could do the exact same thing for a new case. So if you want a new case, and we could go demo clone, and then go ahead and execute that, and that would first create the demo clone case and then clone all these attributes into it. So let's go ahead and try that. And while that thinks, that's going to take a little bit longer because creating a case is actually a reasonably slow process. So while that happens, I'm going to go ahead and show you the last thing I wanted to show you. So it's created the case. Now it's going to ask you the cloning question, and we're going to say, yes, we want to proceed. Shoot. All right, and it's done. So I'll show you the results of that in a second. But let me show you what I wanted to, the last thing I wanted to show you, which was the defaults. You can see I've got defaults selected here. If you want, whatever you click, you just go and select what you want, select new defaults, and go ahead and click save. And that will save the defaults. In this case, what I've just told it is that I always want to clone from the demo case, and I always want to clone the bookmarks, custom columns, and coding panel. That would actually be a stupid choice for what it's worth, because there are labels and issues in my coding panels, so this really actually is an inconsistent selection. And then if I wanted to know, let's say I wanted to know what I have set as default, I can just go ahead and click on load default, and you can see it removed those two. I'm going to go ahead and select this and save. Now, when I create any case in any of the number of different ways we can create cases in Quincy, either here, through the process data widget, by pressing this, in any of them, we will always be prompted saying, do we want to clone the demo case? And if we select yes, we'll clone all those attributes into that newly created case. So for last but not least, let's go check the demo clone case and make sure that worked well. Demo clone is right there. And if everything worked perfectly, we should have a bunch of stuff in the coding panel and our one bookmark. And there we go, a bunch of stuff in the coding panel. And let's make sure we've got our one hello world bookmark, and we do. So it worked. It created a case for us, and it cloned in the attributes we wanted. So that's how that feature works. Hopefully that saves you a bunch of time. It's meant to really be a time-saving feature. If you have any questions or comments, please post them. And thank you for your time.